Hi, I'm Ryan Schrout from PC Perspective. Today we're going to talk about a new interesting device called the xPrintServer from a company called Lantronix. Now what this is actually an iOS print server of sorts. It allows you to print using AirPrint enabled applications on your iPhones, your iPads, your iPod Touch, that type of thing. But what's interesting about it is it requires very, very little setup. You don't have to have a specific printer. You don't have to have, you can use multiple printers. And like I said, the setup on it is really, really cool and easy. But let's go ahead and show you what you get inside the box. You can see it's a fairly simple device in terms of the connectivity options. We'll go ahead and open it up. Maybe. And what you'll see here is that the Lantronix print server itself is actually really tiny. And it's really light as well. Not a whole lot of internals on this. It has an Ethernet port for connection to your home network. And it has a USB port for connection to USB, one or more USB printers. And it has a power outlet, of course. There's an LED here that lets you know the status of the device. We keep going inside, you'll get your power cable, you get a pretty small Ethernet cable, and then power adapters, converters for all different regions. And you've got your Home Edition Quick Start Guide. There are two different versions of this. There's a Home Edition and a Network Edition that's mostly meant for businesses that can support a higher amount of printers, but this Home Edition supports quite a few as it is. You can see the directions are pretty straightforward. Now setup, all that it requires, one of the cool things about it is that it's almost completely hands-free. Now this is actually our second or third time hooking it up just to make sure everything worked as promised, but setup is really just this simple. Take a network cable that goes from your router and plug that in, and then plug in the power to it. And it actually goes through an auto detection process to look for any network attached printers. If you have a wireless printer, if you have a wired printer, it'll actually look for all those on your network and kind of automatically set them up. Now what's cool about that is that the Lantronix xPrintServer actually has built-in support for more than 4,000 printers. You don't have to install any drivers, you don't have to have an application running on a PC, you don't have to use any third-party apps like you might get from HP or Canon that kind of complicate things on your iPhone or iPad. You just plug it in and it works. We plugged this in the first time and let it sit for just 30-40 seconds. You can see here that the light is now a solid orange slow pulse indicating that it has found the printers and it's just kind of sitting idle waiting for things. Now what's cool about that is we actually went ahead and printed out some stuff. We just loaded up the iPad and printed a photo, and we had a web page open, so we went ahead and printed that. These are some benchmark results from something recently we were doing, but it's actually really cool. I mean, and it works with quite a few applications. You've got Safari, Notes, Keynote, Pages, Mail, iPhotos, iBooks. Those are all apps that already have AirPrint built in. Now, there are a lot of applications that maybe don't, but as more and more applications are released that support that, printing is going to be super easy to basically any printer you have. Here, if I open up the iPad, you'll see that what we have here is you can go through all these photos, and I just want to print this picture out of my magnificently unimpressive golf swing. We just go to the share, and when we go to print, we actually see that the printer has shown up. HP LaserJet Professional, and we hit one copy, and we'll go ahead and hit print. And if we look down here, you'll actually see in the print center, we have a little bit of a summary of what's going on. If you can't read it because of the glare, it'll say photo is being printed, one copy, double-sided off, started today at 5:42 p.m. And it'll, you get all that. And so you can print from web pages, you can print anything you really want to like that. If we bring up just this web page for just one, say whatever reason we wanted to print that as well, go there, print that. And it just gets sent to the printer automatically. You don't have to worry about configuring the printer. You don't have to worry about making sure that the stuff is formatted in any particular way. Now what's interesting is if you do want to do that, if you have multiple printers, you can log into the Lantronix xPrintServer. Actually has a web server built in. And on your network, you can actually go to a web interface for it. And you can see ours here, shows the system status, shows what the IP address is. You can change the password and all that kind of stuff if you want. You can go in and change some things, check on jobs. Our jobs have finished, the 2 print jobs we've already finished. Here's a list of all the printers. If you have multiple of them and you want to rename them, you want to remove them, you want to share that printer. If it's a USB printer, you can do that. Print test pages, all that kind of stuff. And it has logs of any of the commands that may have been done. So you have a little bit of access to control those types of things. Also important to note is that we listed the 4,000 printers, and if you go to the xPrint or the Lantronix.com site and look that up, you'll see the list of all of the supported printers. So you can go here and make sure that yours is really compatible with the configuration. It looks like most of them are going to be, and they have a link up here that if you have an older or new or a legacy printer that you'd like supported, you can actually go fill out a form and they may be able to help you out with that. So it's actually a really, really cool device. I think Ken's going to bring me the photo that we printed out just a second ago, so you can see here. This is my less than magnificent golf swing, but it did work. It's not a great print because of the application itself doesn't size it or scale it or anything like that, but that's not Lantronix's fault. That's really the implementation of the software in iOS. So, I mean, overall, my experience with the xPrintServer has been really fantastic. It's $99. It's available today. There's the network version that's kind of a little bit more expensive at $150, supports more printers. But what's cool about this, if we look back at the unit, the USB port's kind of important. So if you have a USB printer, you do have to connect it here, but if you have multiple of them, you can use a USB hub and connect, I think it's up to 5 or 8 printers with the home edition there, and do that very easily. But if you have wired or wireless network printers, those will be configured automatically as well. So, you know, if you're a heavy iOS user, you find yourself wanting to print things from your phone, printing things from your iPad, you know, maybe you actually do a lot of work and stuff on your iOS device. I think printing is one of those things that's kind of been like a pain in the butt. It's been a hassle, and the Lantronix xPrintServer definitely solves that problem in an incredibly easy way. If you guys want more information on any of these types of devices, visit our home site, our webpage, pcper.com. And if you want to, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/pcper, for all the updates we do there. I'm Ryan Trout for PC Perspective. Thanks for watching.